Hey, welcome back to Dad Bod Barbecue. Today we're doing a very simple cook that's absolutely delicious. We're gonna be doing Philly cheesesteaks, one of my favorite sandwiches in the whole world. I like mine a very certain way. I like it with white American cheese and with onions, with a delicious beef, and that's it. A little salt and pepper, maybe a little bit of seasoning, but other than that, that's all I like on my steak and cheese. I think that's the perfect Philly cheesesteak, and I'm gonna show you how to do it right now. As you can see here, we got ourselves a nice 10-inch blade food slicer, deli slicer. This thing's really sturdy, heavy duty, and we're gonna be doing most of our cutting on it. I've got these onions. I took the paper off the outside and I cut off the ends, and now I'm just gonna be slicing these up. I'm gonna be doing Philly cheesesteaks the way I like them, with that cheese, steak, and onion, but you can add in mushrooms, you can add in green or red or yellow bell peppers, you can add anything you want in here. I'm going for the classic Philly steak today, and let me show you how I do it. So as I load these in here, I'm gonna be putting that cut middle side down, and the reason for that is I wanna get kind of the bigger slices. I like them to be a little bit longer and bigger slices. If you do it this way, then you're gonna get very small slices, so I'm putting it face down, just like that. So I'm going to set my slicer here just wide enough to get some nice thin slices, probably about a 3.5 on this slicer. You know, your mileage is going to vary depending on whichever slicer you have, if you have one at all. Of course, you can cut these with a knife. I'm just going for speed over, I don't know, not speed. What do you say there? I'm just going for speed here, so instead of doing all the knife work, I'm going to be using the slicer to do the heavy lifting. So let's get going and slice these up. And that's it. Awesome. And as you can see, we have these, oh, that went right down. We have these perfectly sliced onions, and this is going to be awesome. Only 2 of us are going to be eating onions today, so I just did 1 white onion, or this is a yellow onion. I did 1 yellow onion. You can do as many as you want. These are going to cook down, they're going to reduce, and again, if you have mushrooms, bell peppers, that sort of thing, that's going to help fill out the sandwich. With these onions, it's going to be perfect. This is going to be absolutely delicious. So let's move on to the steak here. So as you can see, we got these absolutely delicious prime New York strip steaks from Costco. These were running a little bit of a sale. They're pricier. This isn't what you're typically gonna make steak sandwiches out of, but I saw these and said, let's get it. So I'm gonna bring these up and slice these, and it's gonna be absolutely delicious. I'm just gonna stack them in here, just like this. Not like this. And I'm gonna do a little bit thinner of a slice here. I don't like big chunky steak in my cheesesteaks. I like that Philly cheesesteak style where it's shaved beef. So I'm gonna be cutting this down. I'll probably bring my dial down to about a 2 to start off, and we'll see how that looks. Perfect. Look at this. That's the perfect thickness that I'm looking for. Looks absolutely awesome. And look at that intramuscular marbling of the fat. The reason I went with the New York strip steaks here is they don't have quite as much of a fat content as the ribeyes, but they still have that delicious beefy flavor. So that's what we're looking for. I'm gonna go ahead and slice the rest of this up, and we'll just speed it up for you. Okay, so we're getting towards the end here. We don't want to waste this. You can do a couple of things. You can use a slice of bread, or I had these chunks of meat that kind of fell off. And I'm gonna go ahead and stack these here, just to get a little bit more, along with another onion, just to push it. We can get the rest of this shaved up. Okay, so we're gonna be cooking our Philly cheesesteaks. Now, this is gonna be a pretty easy cook, so stay with me here. And I'm starting off with this side off. This side is at medium high, and this side is ripping hot. Now, with all of these cooks, you're gonna wanna start with some good neutral oil. I like using avocado oil. It's really great. You can see it's got a really high smoke point, which is fantastic. And I'm gonna be starting with my onions. So like I said, I like my cheesesteak with onions. We're gonna be putting these right off onto here on the hot side because I really want them to cook up good. We're gonna reduce these down. Now that we've got this oil, these onions going, nothing's better than a little bit of butter with onions. And I'm gonna be adding a little bit of garlic, salt, and pepper. Just a nice smattering. And then I'm gonna start mixing these up a little bit. As you can see, I'm kind of bringing these over a little bit. I'm gonna adjust my heat down a tiny bit on the end side here. It's pretty rocking. So let's get it going. Mix that butter in. You can see we're already starting to get some caramelization. Absolutely awesome. Now, nothing's to say we can't start cooking our steak here as well. So as these onions start to reduce down, I'm going to add some of my beef. Not bad. No, man down. Now's a good time to season it, right when it's about halfway done. Just a little of that garlic, salt, and pepper again. Perfect. And now we want to start pulling it apart a little bit. So I'm going to start just like you see in the sandwich shops. And you can see with this quality of meat and how we sliced it, it's just falling apart. Okay. Put this over here real quick. Put my buns up here. Heat them up a little bit. Now you can toast these. The main reason I'm staying away from toasting these right now on the inside, normally I'd put some butter in here and toast them, but I don't want to open them up too much because I want to use this as a pocket for the meat, and I don't want it to split in half. So I'm basically just warming these suckers up on here. I got these awesome hoagie rolls from Sam's Club, and I think there was like 8 of them. I don't know what the price was, but they are absolutely awesome. Let's check on these onions. Yeah. You can cook as much or as little as you want on here. You can see with this 30-inch deck here, I've got a lot of cooking space. Plenty if I wanted to do some peppers, some mushrooms over here, or just do another dose of this meat. You can absolutely do that. And we don't need to dice this up too much more. That looks just about perfect to me. I'm just trying to get a little bit of char on here now. And also, let's get some cheese melted on here, shall we? Might be a little too much on there for now. Beautiful. So some of our children don't want onions in their sandwich, so I'm going to do this one with no onions. And I just got some white American sliced cheese sliced on a 1 setting. Nice and thin here. I'm gonna lay this right over the top. Don't scrimp on the cheese. To melt the cheese. You can also spray down a little bit of water to create steam. I don't think we need it in this case. So let's check in on the cheese. Boom, done. So you can put mayo in here. You can put butter inside here. Like I said, you can toast it up, but this is just a basic Philly cheesesteak. I'm gonna open it a little bit and load it in. Pack it in there. Oh, sweet, sweet, jealous Lord. So beefy, so delicious. Why not, right? This one's not doing the onions. This is gonna be no onions. Next one is gonna have onions on it. Let me bring this one in so Jared can eat it. Delicious. Let's get this cleaned off just a little bit. Best friend in griddling, paper towels. Anytime you're starting a new protein, clean off the surface. Just seems to help. Good. Then apply your oil again. All right. Let's get that beef on here. Now this one is going to have onions. Let's check on our onions. Make sure that they're all good. Softening up perfectly. That's why I waited to do the onion one second, just to give these time to really get that flavor going. That caramelization makes it so delicious. I'm actually going to add a little bit more salt, pepper, garlic on there. I'm going to hit up the steak while I'm at it. Just a little dose. These onions are getting finished off, getting a little bit of char on there. I don't want char, I just want caramelization, so we'll keep these over here on the cooler side. You can see they're really breaking down. That's looking awesome. Let's check it on the beef. Get some of that char on here now. Yeah, we're getting there. See, I don't want these big chunks. Any of those that I see, I want to break those down a bit. See that one? It's a little too big. Get it a little bit shredded, because the cheese will eke into these little crevices and just hold it all together when it's in the sandwich, and man, that's the good stuff. The onion, the cheese, salt, pepper, garlic. Okay, onions looking good. Beef looking good. Real good. We're just about there. Trying to suss out how much we're going to need for this one. Let's do that. Let's do that for now, because I want to pull in tons of onions. Look at that. And get these nice and incorporated. Man, these look good. Holy smokes. This is going to be awesome.
And Flash is like, ooh.
Yeah. That smells good. Oh, Hell yeah. Is it cheese time?
Yes.
Let's do it. Cheese. Cheesins for the pleasin'.
Oh my god.
Cheesin's the reason, Axe.
That's slash.
Slash. I'm cheesing this one right up. There we go. All right. All right, let's put the lid on just for a second. Okay, so if you want to steam something, just put a little bit of water on and then put your lid on top. Leave it on there for, I don't know, 30 seconds, not even 10 seconds, 15 seconds. Okay, boom. That's perfect. All right, let's assemble this beast. Oh, yes. Don't mind if I do. This is a beast of a sandwich. Okay. Let's take a look here. Let's take a look at what we're dealing with. Holy shit. Now that we have this delicious Philly cheesesteak done, I'm bringing this one inside so that my wife can start having her dinner, and I'm gonna finish cooking the rest of this beef. And when I'm done, we're gonna see how delicious this is on camera. All right, so as you can see, these Philly cheesesteaks came out amazing. This is exactly how I like mine. Little bit of onion in there, caramelized down, that white American cheese. It's gotta be that kind of zippy white American cheese that just binds everything together. It's so delicious. You can see that perfect New York strip steak is cooked perfectly. Let's give this a bite. Now you can put mayo in here. You can butter the bread and toast it up on the griddle. I'm just gonna go ahead and give this a little cut. And let's give it a try. Oh my God. Need a little housekeeping here. Wow. F***ing awesome. Look at this. Oh my God. It's perfect. Let me stop chewing here so I'm not rude. Absolutely perfect. This is exactly how I like my Philly cheesesteaks. It's amazing. We're gonna go eat this right now. If you have a griddle of any kind, whether it be a Blackstone or a Camp Chef, or even one of these Cuisinarts or something super expensive like the Evos, give this recipe a try. It's so simple, but man, the results are just absolutely amazing. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and we're gonna keep bringing videos. I love it. Let's go eat. Have a good one, try it out.